Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. Even when I was getting ready to be inducted into the military. Inducted into the military, leaving Mobile. I'll never forget. Me and a friend, we was in high school together. We both went through training for Jackson at the same time. And I never seen him since then. But I understand he retired. He retired early with 20 years. You know, I heard some of his friends and things, which he was moved to Chicago. But we experience racial things when you stop, go to a place, they say, well, you got to sit over here, you got to go back there and sit. That's what we experienced. And I experienced it worse. We had friends leaving Fort Jackson, like coming home on leave. I was with friends, you know, and when we stopped at a place, there were three of us. And I think Caucasian and a Spanish guy. Well, he was Mexican. Anyway, they said, well, we can't serve him here. So we just left. Fight the Korean War. That's older soldiers, which have paved the way for me, you know. But I served in Korea and also Germany, European country, 3 different times. And then Fort Benning, Georgia, Fort Ord, Fort Knox, Kentucky. Those are places that I most was stationed at. Fort Jackson, South Carolina, where I take my training. But they were minor wounds, so I'm just blessed that I wasn't wound bear enough, you know, to be sent back to the state. Because where it was when I was there in '66 through 1967. And at the time when you're in Vietnam, you didn't come back to the state unless you were wound bear enough, and they would send you back to the States if you had broken limbs or anything. And I was unfortunate that didn't happen to me. I thank the Lord that I'm back because I did some crazy thing, but you do that in combat. It's 3 things, you know, that all soldiers taught and believe in. And I believe in this. Nobody is such a hero, not such thing, because I was put in for the Silver Star 2 times, which I never received, but that was the honor. I'm glad to be back. And the only thing I received was the Commendation Medal and the Purple Hearts and the Bronze Star. Then on retirement, I received the meritorious service, that's what you seen on the uniform there. And I did some crazy thing. I admit, I went in tunnels and crawled out tunnels. And I felt like this. I think every soldier feel like that. I said, well, I know I'm not going to get back home no way. And I just did my job. 66 through 67, we didn't have buildings. And every day was just another day. You didn't know anything. And when we have big kills, we turn around and just take the armor tank with the bulldozer on it, and we bulldoze holes. And if you have a big battle where Americans are killed too, we separate the Americans from the Vietnam individuals. And it's something I don't really like to talk about, but in a way, I end up, you know, and every one of the soldiers that was over there on the ground, most of them come back and they were affected, you know. And after me being wounded, I admit that I was nervous. I had nervous, you know, breaking down. And what the doctor described, he said, what I should have been taken out of combat action when I received my first wound. That's what psychology tells me. And I was really ashamed of going to see the psychologist. You know, every time I, you know, moved from one place to another, I had to check in. And I got tired of it. I said, doctor, I ain't crazy. Why is I'm going to see a psychologist? I always thought that was crazy. But they explained to me so that I would not worry. They said, look, You know one thing, you're very intelligent. The young man said that. Don't think that way, thinking that you is crazy because you go to psychology. No, it's just for your nerves problem, because you was not taken away from under combat pressure. I remember that well because the reason I can remember, because my first daughter was born on September the 30th, and anyway, they because, you know, they were throwing rocks and everything else at us, and some of the people getting hit, hurt, but you know, it wasn't something like that happened in Arkansas. You know, that military just fired and killed people. No, we didn't do that. And then to put them in school, it was just a safety factor. So some got hurt from rocks and things, but at the same time, at least we were fortunate no one was killed. No one was killed. And you know, they look back, I remember too, they look back, say he was the first one put in the University of Mississippi, and I've been keeping up with that. That same individual, he's now, and I understand that he's one of the professors in the University of Mississippi. And that's a great accomplishment.